Well, what can we say about discovering the Oasis that hasn't been already said? It's me and Fee, Kathy LaFollette and Felix. I didn't know how to do this video because, well, everybody sits in front of a camera and starts blathering, and I thought that's boring. So, here's my montage. We are discovering a lot. It's been a really long year for all of us, yes? Yes, it has. It's been harder to do just about everything. It's been harder to create. It's been harder to gain. It's been harder to survive. Heck, for some people, it's been harder to get health care, food, love, friends, family, and all the things that make us who we are as a human being. This has been a really hard year. Some of us have lost loved ones. Some of us have lost our minds. I might be one of those, which is why I'm in behind this cell phone and not in front of the camera. You get Felix in my voice. I think about the Oasis this past year and how hard they had to work just to do what they normally do, right? If it was hard for us, how many times harder was it for them? And do we even think about that manner? Do we even consider the fact that over the last year, the Oasis had to work 10 times as hard to get the same amount of work done? And I have to applaud them for the investment of their love, their passion, their drive, their commitment, Felix, and their absolute focus on what has to be done and what can be put off and done later. Because that's what that was all about, is all about, and will always be about. They get up in the morning and they do the hard work, the labor, the stuff we don't talk about. We do auctions, we send money, we post photos, we all talk about rescue, we all talk about sanctuary, we all talk about the pretty side of the coin. But I've been to the sanctuary, I've been to Oasis, and I fell in love with the people first, the parrots second, and the work they were doing third, in that order, because it takes those people. It takes those hearts. It takes monsters' personalities to get up in the morning and repeat and wash the hard side of parrots. Because they don't have 1, 2, 5, or 13. They have hundreds. And they've made promises. They've made vows to these living beings. And they've said, we will be here for you, even if there's a pandemic, even if we have no money, even if it's hard, even if the weather's hard, even if there's a wildfire, it does not matter. They make the same promises to their charges as we do to ours. And I want to applaud the Oasis in this Discover the Oasis video, in as much as we forget that it's ugly, hard, difficult, sad, sometimes joyous, but sometimes really brutal work to rescue and persistently, consistently deliver everything parrots need. They need a lot. Felix is testimony to that. Oh, and by the way, we're currently in my art studio, just for reference. Some people go, who are you? Okay, I have toys, I have books, I have a bicycle, art table, I have a Felix, and stuffed animals, because that's how I roll. So when we think about the Oasis, I think about what can I do for them? And so I took Felix and I said, Felix, make some things. And I found some fabulous people and I said, will you make things with me? And they said yes. And so I want to introduce you to some of those people and the things we have. I want to talk about Lesta Burgess and her snowy owl emporium. She makes cards, beautiful, distinctive, one of a kind, hand-created cards. And I said, hey, let's make Felix cards. And she said, thank you. That's a great idea. So we have Felix cards. They are greeting cards. It's a full greeting card line of Felix for all the seasons, whether it's Easter or St. Patty's Day or Valentine's Day. They're for sale. Money goes to the Oasis. I said to Christine at Christine Shop, what can we do for the Oasis? And Christine, being a serious person, said, I've got an idea. And so we now have Felix Eats. Felix Eats, just as well as all her other products, go to help sanctuaries, rescues, and parrots, and people that need a little help with their parrots. Felix Eats, all the proceeds, profits, go to the Oasis. And I thank Christine at Christine's Chop Shop for that. And I thank Lesta Burgess at the Snowy Owl Emporium for her beautiful cards, because there's not just Felix cards, there's all kinds. Links are at the bottom of this video, I'm sure, because Lori Bell would not drop that ball. I want to talk about a very good friend, Lisa, who makes toys. Not just any toys. I'm talking about the Macalicious toys. Look at this gorgeous thing. That's a hat. This is sombrero es mucho bien, and it's full of toys. And a bucket. This is a stainless steel bucket, and it is carefully curated with foot toys. Like, who thinks of this? You get the bucket full of foot toys. What? Yes. She's got hanging toys. And I said, Lisa, we need to do something spectacular. Let's make toys for Oasis. She said yes. So what do we got? Felix Felial toys. This is the Shreddinator. Super awesome. This is the Felix Box O Excitements. Inside this box, beautifully curated toys that are specific to Felix's preferences. So the Felix Box O toys should not be mixed up with the Bucket O toys. This is the general toy, which my parents are going bananas for. They want these things now. And this is curated for Felix flavors, just like what? Felix Eats. Just like what? Felix greeting cards. What? And then I said, let's do one more thing. How about this? How we make something for the cockatiels, some of the small birds. She said, yeah. So how about the Horde collection? These are hanging toys. Lots of stuff for little beaks to get into. Lots of stuff for little beaks to get crazy with, because you never forget the little ones. Felix Greets. Felix Toys. Felial toys. Felix Eats. These are my gifts through Felix. That's right, Fee. For the Oasis, because I love what they do. I love who they are. I love their dedication and their drive and their ability to know when is when and when is not the time. It's the hardest part of what they do. And they've done it all year. While the rest of us were having a hard time getting groceries, they had a hard time getting everything for their parrots. And I want to give them a loud clap, a loud shout out for all they've done. And so this is me and Fee bidding you all adieu. I speak awful French. Right, Fee? And I want you to discover the Oasis. Spend some time on their website. Check out the birds you can sponsor. You can sponsor parrots. You don't have to have a parrot. You can virtually have a parrot by sponsoring their needs. Because it costs a lot of money to feed these kinds of personalities. Trust me, I got 12 of them. They all think they need something more. And Felix is always close to dying of the low blood sugars. So I love you guys out there in Arizona. We love you from Florida. We love all of you watching this video. All my links for Felix and me and my books. Oh, books, duh. Felix has written 3 books. A detective mystery, a diary. Oh, it's kind of like a memoir. And also directions for the confused. He's on Amazon.com with my books. Kathy LaFollette. You can look me up and find him too. And my sales also go to support, because it's about supporting those who are doing the work, right? I thank you for the time. Felix thanks you for your time. And that is a wrap for the Oasis.
Hi, my name's Nikki, and this is Kiwi. Kiwi is a toucan. She's a Swainson's toucan. Toucans are native to Central and South America, and their lifespans are about 20 to 25 on the outside. Kiwi here is 20-ish, so she's getting up there for a toucan. That's why she joins us here in our hospital building. She's used to, or when we first noticed her, she was having a hard time getting around. So we brought her in to keep a closer eye on her and started on some daily medication to help her feel better, and now she's doing pretty great. So, toucans are extremely intelligent, very curious, and very playful, and Kiwi is no exception. She loves to play with toys, especially the kind with bells or the kind that rattle. Her new favorite game during the pandemic has been to try to steal face masks when we're in cleaning her cage or changing her towel. But her absolute favorite game is trying to catch blueberries when you toss them to her. So I'm gonna toss her a blueberry. Hopefully she'll catch it, but I also want you to notice how she eats it. Let's do. Oh, we missed. One more. Woohoo! Good job, Kiwi. Good job. You wanna eat it? You gotta eat it. Show 'em how you eat it. So she likes to hold him for a bit. Hopefully she'll show you how she eats it. So toucans, unlike their parrot neighbors, like Siva over here, are what is known as a soft-billed, whereas parrots are known as hook-bills. So hook-bills get their name because their beak has a little hook at the end. Now toucans, well, she didn't eat it, she spit it out. But anyways, toucans' beaks are not soft. It actually is in reference to the types of foods they eat, which is, in her case, a lot of fruits and then the occasional insect. So softer foods. Another difference between toucans and parrots is, I don't know if you've ever seen a parrot walk, but they kind of do the 2-foot shuffle. Toucans actually have very strong leg muscles, so they hop, and she's a tremendous hopper. Those are just some fun facts about toucans, and now you've met one of the most unique and interesting birds here at the sanctuary.
Hi, I'm Christine Wood. I'm the owner of Christine's Chop Shop, and we want to have lunch with our parrots today. I want to show you a few shortcuts, a few pointers. This is what I feed my birds, and I'm all about nutrition when it comes to taking care of these guys. This is Gizmo, by the way, and he's going to have himself a little snack while we talk. When I feed my birds, and they get this every single morning, not all of these items at once, but these are a lot of items just to try to give you some ideas, some helpful hints to make it easier to feed these birds and give them good nutrition. I always start out with a bed of greens in my bowls. It doesn't matter what greens. I like kale mostly. It's high in calcium, it's loaded with vitamins and nutrients, and so I always try to get kale, and I want to show you a couple of ways to make it easier. Trader Joe's and Sprouts are my two favorite stores when I'm buying stuff for the birds. This stuff is already prepared. You cut the bag open. I rinse these before I feed it to the birds, but it says ready to serve, so that's entirely up to you. It's got some purple cabbage, it's got some red cabbage, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, kohlrabi, and so this is great, and it's organic. Swiss chard is another green that's really important for the birds. It's loaded with nutrients. When I prepare their vegetables, I leave stems, I leave greens, I cut up the whole vegetable. I don't cut anything off, I don't waste anything. Mini bell peppers, they're loaded with vitamin C. This nice color. My birds are spoiled. They like their food in little chunks, and so I'm their slave. But I'll start off with a little bed of greens. And I usually will give them 3 or 4 other vegetables with their meal. Like I said, I'm not going to feed them all of this every single day. We found some little zucchinis. These are great, and they're perfect size for them. Are you having fun, buddy? I found some zucchini noodles, and I know that they have butternut squash, lots of different vegetables, and they're in noodles. Again, all you do is open the package and put it in the bowl. So we can give them a little bit of noodles, and I'm sure they're going to love this texture. We'll give them a little bit of zucchini, jicama. This stuff, the birds love it because it's nice and crunchy, and it's super, super healthy for them. Just to give you an idea of other things that people may not think about, which are also very healthy for the birds, and they're pretty simple. Fennel. These guys love fennel. I chopped this up, and I've got the little stems, I've got the inside. That's another one that I try to give them. And if you've never seen fennel, this is what it looks like when it's whole. Baby bok choy, another powerhouse when it comes to nutrition. They get this a lot. We've got some, let's see, some radicchio. This is really pretty, the color, the deep purple and the whites in there. Give them lots of different shapes, textures, colors. It keeps them interested in eating different things. You will also have a less picky bird. The more variety, the better the nutrition, the less picky they're going to be. They'll, excuse me, they'll take newer foods from you when they're used to eating like this. You can buy a bag of shredded carrots. Carrots are healthy for them. There's no work with this. Broccoli is another vegetable that I will give my birds almost every single day. Again, loaded in nutrients, lots of calcium in it. As you can see, I have a flock of African greys. African greys and cockatoos mostly need more calcium than other birds. So I just buy a bag of this broccoli slaw, and they love it. These little shapes, they'll just chew on it all day long. This one's organic, it's already prepared. Just sprinkle a little bit of that on top. If you don't have time to chop up a bunch of vegetables, you can buy a bag of these vegetables. You've got broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower. That's a week's worth of food for one of these birds, and there's no work. The pieces are the perfect size for them. You can cut it up. There's bigger pieces for bigger birds, and they get a good meal. I was talking about the radicchio. This is what it looks like when it's whole. I love this stuff. It's great on salad. It's a little bitter, so you don't want to use a lot of it, but it's pretty tasty. Sometimes you don't think about giving them something different. The bigger the variety for these guys, the better nutrition they're going to have. As far as nutrition goes, I have to talk about sprouts. I find microgreens, again, this was from Sprouts. These are chard and kale and all this lovely stuff, but they're just packed with nutrition. And my guys love this stuff. I like it. I put it on sandwiches. I put it in my salads. And we'll put a little bit of that in their bowl. Any grocery store will carry these sprouts. They have alfalfa sprouts. This one is clover and broccoli. Tons and tons of nutrition. Another quick shortcut for everybody. My birds always get some sort of starchy food, whether it's a mashed sweet potato, grains, or healthy pasta kits. What I do is I cook a bunch of grains ahead of time, and this one happens to be our new Felix Eats. It's a breakfast bowl. There's 9 different grains in here, and they've been rolled like oatmeal, so they cook very quickly on the stovetop. There's also flax, and this one has pistachios and pomegranate in it. I know it doesn't look like it here because I've also added my anti-inflammatory powder. 4 of my birds are seniors, and they're getting a little older and a little stiff, and so this is how I deliver the anti-inflammatory to them, and they love it. What I do is I'll cook a bunch of this, take an old plastic ice cube tray and press it in there once it's cooled, and I freeze it. Once they're frozen, I pop them out and I put them in a freezer bag and pull out 1 or 2 of them every day, defrost it in the microwave, and they get a nice warm breakfast. A little bit of that. Please, if you do this in the microwave, make sure it's completely cooled before you serve it to your bird. We don't want any birds to have a burnt crop. That would just be devastating. So this is Gizmo's lunch today. And this is what my guys get almost every single day. Right now he's more interested in eating his daily maintenance. This is what I give them for dinner. This is loaded with vegetables, and it's pretty nutritionally complete. We've got nuts in it. We've got a small amount of fruit. All kinds of vegetables that have been dehydrated. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, pistachios. I found some cereal that's sugar-free, and it's made out of whole grains, and so we put the cereal in it. You want this, buddy? And as you can tell, yeah, he's having a blast with it. He'll eat right through the bag to get to it. And you probably don't want lunch now. Oh, you want the good stuff? Here you go, buddy. One other thing that I'd like to show you, as you can tell by what Gizmo just did to the bag, birds are happy when they have to work for their meal. They love to forage. It comes naturally to them. These skewers, I bought these on Amazon. I think it was about $12. I got 12 of them. And I was so excited because most of them have a ring, and it's really difficult to hang these in the cages. I found some with the open end, and you could just hook it on the side of the cage. You can put just about anything on here. We've got some miniature cucumbers, the little bell peppers, sugar snap peas, radishes. I've got some baby bok choy, and a strawberry for dessert. You want to try this, buddy? You may not. You're not used to that. Come here. No, that's a little high, isn't it? You can hang that in their cage and they're going to have fun all day long. No, he's not interested right now. You're kind of full, huh? But you can put anything on it. I've got some miniature zucchinis on this one, some broccoli, some cauliflower, the peppers. We've got some snow peas and another piece of miniature cucumber. So this is a toy and a lunch all in one. She's still over here crunching. Want to try something different? There you go. Lots of good stuff. Today's probably the last day they're going to be able to spend all day out here. Oh, you guys had a good snack? I hope you got a couple of good ideas to help provide good nutrition for your birds. If you don't have time to do all of this by yourself, You can always check out christinschopshop.com. We do all the work for you. We make it really easy. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Barbara, and I'm part of the Sockadoo production team. We're the ones who make the Sockatoos that your birds love so much. And I'm going to show you and talk about them for those few of you who don't know. These are our minis, our smallest Sockatoo. They're perfect for smaller birds, although larger ones do like them, and they're great for handicapped birds. Next, we have our classic. It's bigger, the sock is a little thicker, and I forgot to tell you, these fabric strips are individually sewn to give us the 4 pockets we need for the bird-safe toys and treats that go in them. And we have so much fun picking out and matching the fabrics. And here are a few here are a few of the things that go in them.
Hi, I'm Bruce Bailey, and I procure all these special things that go into
And make
them.
some of them.
And make some of them, and find the proper materials for these Sockatoos. They're tube socks, but they're special. We've gone through many brands to find the best ones for Sockatoos. The little minis have a nice, soft, fristly material that's fine for little birds. The classics have a stronger, more durable, longer, thicker, for holding more toys inside. And all these things, we have researched the toys and tried many different types. And eventually, when we're settled, we send it over to Janet Hill for actually sewing assembly.
I'm going to interject. We now have to have the socks custom made and shipped to us to get them the way we think cockatoos like them. Oh, I shouldn't have said cockatoos.
Well, we're running now.
Cool.
So. Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Janet. I'm the production arm of the enterprise, I guess.
And the sewing machine queen.
Sewing machine queen. As Barbara said, we've sold over 2,000 of these sockatoos, not counting the ones that we used to make for our birds. Our birds don't get any anymore because we're too busy making them for your birds. We wore out one complete sewing machine in the first few years of making sockatoos. The sewing machine I'm using now has over 25 million stitches on it. And every morning when I turn it on, I say a little prayer that it'll turn on and do what it's supposed to do. But we're covering our bases, aren't we, Bruce?
Yes, we have now 9, if not more, sewing machines and sergers to back us up.
Every time we go to a thrift shop that has one for sale, we grab it. Each of these units, believe it or not, takes over an hour to make of all of our combined times. They said get a hobby. I remember that. More like,
This is more like a full-time job.
but it's such a labor of love. When we see parrots enjoying them, when we hear feedback from parrot parents.
A very well-known gray was afraid of his sockatoo for the first 17 days. Now it's his favorite toy. And that was about 3 years ago.
Right, and we do listen to all the parrot parents that call into us. They have inspired us to try and make, and we have, a much more durable macaw sockatoo called
The Ultra.
Ultra.
The Ultra, yes. Stronger sock material, bigger, a stainless steel hasp to withstand all the chewing action, and altogether a much more robust sockatoo with sockatoo friendly
With
nuts.
bigger nuts
Yes.
for those hyacinths
Yes.
and green wings.
There we have it. We're on it, folks.
And if you have a suggestion, please tell us, because some of our best ideas are sparked by your suggestions.
They're all available now for sale on the Oasis website, the-oasis.org. We'd like to thank everybody who's made this little adventure such a fun ride. For
A
the
real
past 7 years.
sockatoo community.
Yes.
Absolutely. The Oasis has been phenomenal in their support. They've mentioned us in emails and newsletters. Before COVID, when we could go to bird shows, they accompanied us to the bird shows. They declared March of this year National
Sockatoo Month!
and
Yay!
sold
160 in 1 month.
our gratitude to Dr. Driggers and Dr. Yeager, who sell them at their clinics, who recommend them highly to their clients, and most especially to all of you parrot parents who have entrusted your birds' fun and enjoyment and safety to us. As long as you keep buying, we're going to keep making. Bye.
Bye, thank
Bye.
you.